What is leadership?
Action.
Leadership, action. It's a bunch of different things.
I'm with you.
But influence, how you influence people, negative, positive, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is your leadership is influence.
It has impact.
I realized this during incarceration. No matter if you have a lot or little, if you're that motherfucker, if you're that guy, if you have the it factor, people gonna be jealous and envy of you any motherfucking way.
Hey, this gentleman and I, true story, right? We were able to dictate the tone of an entire prison, okay? Like just by this man was roaming around the prison, cutting hair, and through him cutting hair and doing business and being a man of character and integrity, he had a positive influence on the entire unit. Man, you watch it and people like, hey, Raheem, like saluting this man because of what he stood for and how he carried himself. And when I saw the type of impact that men could have on other men, I was like, oh my goodness, if we were able to translate this to the world, what would happen? When men start working together and engage in brotherly love, philia, like Philadelphia, brotherly love, and a collective unit, oh my goodness, we could be one of the most powerful forces the world has ever seen. And that's something to be excited about. I read this book from Ralph Nader, and Ralph Nader, he ran for president. He said it only takes 1% of the population to change an entire culture. And there are 10 million men in America who are going through economic trouble, who are politically disenfranchised because of a felony. And if those men work together and have honest conversations, we'd be one of the most powerful political organizations in America. But you have to tell that story. You have to work with strong people to accomplish that. And that's why I get so excited. I'm so excited to have my friend home. You hear me? I'm so excited to have my friend home.
Excited to be home, man. I used to write you and visualize what's to come. Remember we was talking about Nubaru?
Yes.
And you say, man, you know what? You can do that. I'm like, man. Then I wrote you 3 years later and say, hey, man, it's a planet they call Planet X.
Right.
And the original name was Nibiru or Nibiru. And I say, man, what the hell?
This gentleman created his own world. And when he articulated the fact that he made his own world, I just got excited. Like, holy shit. Like, you can create your own space just by using your mind. You can tell a better story. And that better story is so impactful. He impacted me in a positive way. That shit gets me hyped.
Man, I appreciate you for just being genuine. Just being genuine. Like we would sit at the table and it appear as if we're arguing. We're not arguing. We're just passionate about what we believe. And then we found the medium. Man, dude being honest. Dude being honest. You don't see that in today's society.
I call it mental jousting, verbal sparring. It's just men sharpening men. How do you get strong? Like, we're going to talk in elevated tones because we try and get a point across. We're passionate about the thing that we say, and it's no offense. Man, the greatest skill that I've learned is how to acquiesce to the male ego. I'm like, oh shit, you got it. I see something in you, and I'm not trying to come from you from a place of hostility. It's assertive, non-aggressive. I value you so much that I want to engage in the most interesting, the most dynamic conversation possible.
But we don't know how to engage. We sit back and watch. They be like, oh, what they over there doing? They think they too much. Oh man, they own to something. And then instead of engaging and sitting down and just not wanting all the attention, they sit back and watch and act like, and that's that ego though.
That is ego.
Embrace.
Men, I know men are competitive by nature. That testosterone gets you going, but learning self-control and how to work with other men, that's one of the greatest skills that you could possibly have. But that shit takes work though.